So now I'm playing with my new heavy machine gun that I recruited. I'm like, what can I see with this? Is this a good position for it, or should I move it? And I guess I'm just looking around, and then I apparently decide not to move it, and retasking some rangers, trying to figure out if I can take that tank out or if I'm going to have to go around. And now I just see it's, oh god, a horde of infantry coming, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just leave that to the heavy machine gun. I go into direct control to see his sight lines, and I notice, yeah, he can pretty much see. He's not blocked by the Tetrarch, too bad. And then I briefly look at this gigantic tank and try and figure out what my ally is doing, putting a machine gunner in that building, and I give up because I don't think I can fathom what kind of ridiculous stuff is going up in his head. Here's this Tetrarch that long ago they sent at me and it got shot. I repaired it and now I'm recruiting it with 4 tank crewmen. That is a great feeling. Nothing feels better than stealing your opponent's stuff, especially when you're playing as something other than Germans, because as Germans you always get the best stuff, so you're like, maybe I shouldn't be stealing people's things. I guess that's not true. The Germans don't have the best tanks. The Russians have T-34s, which are fantastic, but you think about ruthless German efficiency and that German engineering, and it's like, why should I settle for United States crap? That was just built by the lowest bidder. It was, but I'm stealing, ooh, this is impressive. This is artillery that they fired at my ally, so I went over to look at that, and it's a land mattress. That's one of the things the British get. Not sure why it's called a land mattress, but they should have just called it the big missile thingy with lots of explosions, but I guess that might have been taken. So, still, I'm trying to work on taking out that tank and the mortar, but also I've given myself a new objective, which is to secure this island between my point and the point up north. So I'm securing this island. I have an AT gun, which I think is an essential component of any defense. I think no matter what you have to take out tanks, whether it's an AT rifle or rocket launcher or anything, you pretty much need an AT gun, because if they pull in a heavy tank, well, you don't need an AT gun, but you're going to have to sneak behind an enemy tank if they come in with something heavy and you only have infantry. Whereas if you have an AT gun, you have the potential to kill everything from the front, more or less. I mean, a King Tiger, you're not going to penetrate from the front, but in any case, the AT gun gives you huge hitting power. And the other essential component of any defense is an anti-infantry defense, which mostly for me, the big part consists of scouting. Once I've scouted the enemy infantry, I can shoot them with whatever I got. Even the AT gun, it can load HE shells. So mostly I use submachine gunners or riflemen to just spread out and get in bushes, and then they'll spot anyone who approaches. And then everything else in the defense is just adding to its effectiveness. You can add more submachine gunners or more riflemen. You can add like a tank or a jeep or something to drive around and fight at hot spots. You can add an officer or a scout. Those are much better at scouting and they'll spot everybody. You can add machine gunners to pretty much completely take care of enemy infantry. But the two big factors that I think you need are what are the two big? Oh, right, an AT gun and some way to scout for enemy infantry. So I've got that set up on the left, and so now I'm thinking maybe I'll push even farther forward, send out some little feeler tendrils to see what kind of defenses he's got at his place. And it turns out he's got moderate defenses. You see my men right in the middle of the stream are getting shot at by all sorts of different things in those bushes, but I'm feeling pretty good actually about eventually attacking that. I'm thinking, you know what, he's got people spread out in the bushes like I do, and you can 99% of the time assume he's got some sort of anti-tank, probably on the far bank, not on that little island right there, but probably farther on the bank for when my tanks show up. So, but I'm feeling like I can probably overwhelm his infantry. Now I'm feeling bad because his Achilles just blew that jeep up for good, but now I'm feeling good because I can hit that with my AT gun. So I take aim and kaboom, and that's the end of the Achilles tank destroyer. That's definitely repairable, pretty much. I kind of punched right through it and killed the crew, but didn't hurt the Achilles too bad, so I figure maybe time is of the essence, but I'm guessing he has too much stuff on his plate to recrew that Achilles, so I'm feeling pretty good. So now I'm deciding what I'm going to really do is shore up my defenses here, because they've been battered by that Crusader tank over on the right that kind of shelled me a bit, so I lost a lot of my machine gunners. So I'm sending people up to reman those sandbags that I built so that I can be 100% safe from any infantry coming. And of course I still have the AT gun, and I should probably have repositioned that, but I wasn't feeling too worried because he has to shoot quite a distance to hit my AT gun. So now you see my forays into attacking. I've sent many submachine gun infantry across. They've all been mowed down, but they're making slight progress. Like, I'm killing a few of his people just as he's killing all my people. I'm not making a ton of progress, but you know, I think it's worth it. What's really happening, you can't tell, but my machine gunner in the back that I set up on this on the island, he's actually shooting at enemy infantry while my submachine gunners are cut to pieces. So my bar gunner, my Browning automatic rifle gunner, is doing a pretty good job of supporting the offensive. And you see how long my submachine gun infantry are surviving now? They're just standing in the middle of nothing, getting not killed. I know that means his defenses are weakening. I've still got 2 infantry there. They haven't... Oh, now it's 1. But I know his defenses are weakening, so I'm feeling pretty good. But I'm looking at that gigantic super tank, that Crusader, and now I'm feeling pretty bad, because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to take that Crusader. He is just way too far. I'm never going to be able to approach him with infantry. And his armor is such that if I fired at him with a tank, he would just turn back and shoot at me. So I'm kind of worrying. I'm looking around, seeing what's up. That's a howitzer over there. I'm like, dum. And now there's something to deal with. Here comes a Jeep. He's making a foray into my defenses, but I don't even need to use my AT gun on this. My machine gunners managed to shoot everybody in that Jeep, and they're all just dead. And which is good, because he somehow killed those people who were crewing the AT gun. But you see how powerful machine gunners are. People maybe underestimate them, but one machine gunner can easily hold off 6 to 12 infantry, even if he's only holding a bar. What sucks is when things start exploding and they lose their cover. They need cover. The thing you want to do is keep your machine guns alive for as long as possible. But he's definitely making a push over here, so I'm trying to keep my defenses going. And unfortunately, he takes out that AT gun. He shoots it with... I don't know what he shot it with, but that AT gun is dead now. I'm trying to zoom in and see what shot it. It turns out it's a Jeep. It's one of those Jeeps that I stole long ago with the little 37mm cannon on it. So that's shelling me. So I'm like, I wonder what I do about that. Right now I'm pretty much giving up the island, because like I said, the essential components of defense include an AT gun for me, and without an AT gun I'm like, you know what, I give up. You win. So now I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to assault his spit of land, assuming I don't want to bother re-establishing my whole defensive thing. And the option there is a Sherman. I buy the slightly more expensive Sherman, not the cheap Sherman, but not the expensive Sherman, the medium Sherman with the medium armor. And I figure if he has any really good AT, I'm boned, but if he has any moderate AT, the Sherman will probably be able to survive a couple hits and back out of there. And if he doesn't have enough AT around, which is what I'm guessing, my Sherman will just wreck everybody. Which is what I'm hoping. Because, I mean, I figure the medium Sherman... oh, there's that Tetrac I repaired long ago. And, yeah, see, I bought the... Actually, no, that's not a medium Sherman. That's a light Sherman. I bought a light tank, because I figured the heaviest thing he's got over there is that Dodge Jeep. So I bought a light tank, because I'm like, I just want to go in there and wreck his infantry. And then it turns out I had this Tetrac all along. And so, now I decided to make a double light tank push. The Tetrac goes in front. I have a little trouble with that SMG dude, and I end up getting owned by that Dodge Jeep. That was a miscalculation on my part. I should have gone straight for the Jeep, because that can take out my light vehicles, but nothing else can take out my light vehicles. So I'm assuming nothing else. So now this time I get my Sherman, and I'm direct controlling him, and I'm ready. I'm aiming, and kaboom! Yeah, that's the end of that Jeep. So now I figure, you know what? Worst comes to worst, my Sherman gets killed. Otherwise, I'm guessing I took out most of his heavy AT gun. And so I'm just moving in. And then of course, the Crusader from far across the map snipes me and owns my Sherman. So I make ever one to make lemonade out of lemons. I guess mostly I just buy lemonade at the store. And even then I don't really buy lemonade. I just like drinking water, because water is cheaper and healthier, and it comes out of faucet. What was I talking? Oh, right. So I just start repairing. I repair the Sherman, and I repair the Tetrac, because why not? I mean, that Tetrac wasn't even mine in the first place, but if you repair your tanks, it takes a little while, but then they're back in action. It's like you never even lost them, except for the dead tank crew inside, all the little blood and stuff smeared everywhere, so you might want to clear that out before you send more people in. But you might not. I don't know. It's your option, and whether you're fastidious or not. So now this is when I buy the medium Sherman. My memory was kind of going bad. This is the medium Sherman. I figured this is going to stand up to the light AT fire. I'm not going to get sniped from across the map by the Crusader accidentally. I'm just going to run in with the medium Sherman and wreck everything. This is going to be nice.